Kumasi Abrempong, came to give her her welcome and also present her with various gifts amidst music and dance and merrymaking. Yeah. So it was such a beautiful.
So what did you were just there to observe?
Yeah, I mean, to be part of it. If you are as long as you are an Ashanti or a part of the system, you are welcome to just participate.
But what were you expecting him to go and present?
But the woman was the Queen Mother was giving gifts. You could also go bearing some gifts. This is the Baker Bills we're talking about.
Oh no. I would gladly do so, but me fisusa e hono sebio.
What can I say official, sir?
But I admit my
no, but if
now if you join us on our socials right here, right now, that's on Facebook and also on YouTube, you get to see the Queen Mother, hugging Otumfuo Osei the second. Beautiful picture indeed we have there. And now, what can I say?
Yeah,
okay.
So the Asante Hene Otumfuo Osei officially announced to the Kumasi Traditional Council the appointment of Nana Mabunsu as the new Asante Hema. Born Margaret Srebo, she has ascended Auntie Maggie, as most people know her.
No, but this guy yesterday, he was calling her Auntie Maggie.
Yeah, so she has ascended the Kusia Moastu and was seen and stood as Nana Yacha II, becoming the 15th Asante Hema in the history of the Asante Kingdom. The announcement formally begins the transition following the passing of the previous occupant. As part of tradition, the Jasi division of the Menchia Palace on Thursday presented drinks and cash to members of the Kumasi Traditional Council and their Asanteman Council. So Dwabeng and the new Dwabeng was there yesterday. I witnessed so their marching in or their entourage coming in. It was such a beautiful thing to see. All of them clad in white, old women, old men with their walking sticks. Fully devoted to what they were doing, and the energy was just different. So the gesture is in accordance with custom ahead of the formal installment and public announcement of a new Queen Mother. Following the traditional rites, the Asante Hene called on the new Queen to welcome her into office. Members of the council subsequently took turns to pay homage to her, affirming their support as she prepares to take on her responsibilities as Mother of the Kingdom. Nana Yacha II has already sat in state for the second time to receive homage. She succeeds Nana Kunadu Yadom, who joined her ancestors in August 2025. The later Asante Hema was remembered for her dedicated service to the Golden Stool and the people of Asantema. Nana Mabunsu was selected by the Asante Hene in accordance with the laid down traditional processes of the kingdom. Plans are underway for her formal outdooring as Asanteman prepares to welcome its new Queen Mother. And I think that's going to be on Monday when all the Amahene will come to the Menchia Palace. And that one too is going to be another,
And now do you be there?
Oh yeah, I have to be there.
So that's the Asanteman Traditional Council. This is the
Kumasi Traditional Council, yeah. So the Kumasi Traditional Council mainly consists of the chiefs who serves directly under Otumfuo. Yeah.
One thing I like about
and the suburbs that we know.
One thing I like about our chiefs and our king lately is that they're trying to project our tradition and our culture.
Yeah.
It got to a point in time where we didn't really know much, we didn't really care much, we didn't really bother about whether it was dying or it was alive and all that. But this time around, when you go to the Eastern region, when you go to the Greater Accra region, Kumasi has held the fort all the time. You realize that we hold tradition up high.
Yeah.
And now people are getting to appreciate our own culture and our traditions. For example, yesterday I didn't know about any Osono Honua.
Osnoma.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Up until Kwame was here yesterday. Akosa was here yesterday. So we need to learn a lot. And several people sent me messages praising him. Akosa yesterday. He made it simple. He made it relevant. He made it beautiful. Yeah. The responses he gave to the questions, the education and information he gave. I loved every bit of it.
It's so much for a young guy like him.
Maxwell says, listen, he enjoyed it so much. He says, we should put Friday aside for such traditional conversation, not just about Ashanti culture, tradition and stuff, but we should make it other cultures. So at least we get to love more of this. Yeah. I'm like, well, it's not a bad idea, is it?
Yeah, I mean, if we can find people who can...
exactly. So, David, that was the issue. From a production point of view, it's not everybody who has the knowledge you put on radio can be able to explain like that. So, it's difficult to get people, but I think that, as I've always said, I think that these things we need to document it. These things we need to, put it in movies. Get people to understand it. Because David, how even societies are governed, the democracy practice and everything, inherent in that are certain traditional customs, and our ethos, our values, and everything. Even in politics, those are traditional things that we've imported into our democracy and nationhood. And I think that we need to jealously guard these things and not abuse it like the way we've abused something. And David, in fact, yesterday the message I had similar messages, and it brings into question whether our democracy should be relooked at, where we have some of these traditional old methods that were there before democracy came in, Gantois, communal labor, all those kind of things.
The useful ones that can be applied in today's society.
To today's society, we need to have a way to bring it back.
And there's a reason why organizations like UNICEF and the UN sponsor some of these traditional because if you look closely, world history in total, during the Industrial Revolution, when quote unquote NBA started coming to the world, a lot of the things that we used to do in the olden days were kind of brushed aside, and majority of it has disappeared. So now we're looking at the way technology is taking over everything, and AI and all of these things. If we do not take care, the essence of our identity, the natural things that we used to do that define us, will just disappear.
But it's happened already. Now, when I was growing up, for example, every year or every December, your father or your parents will take you to your hometown, David. There will be, you go and see your grandparents. At least you spend some week
there. You see,
now, David, that thing is not
all of those things. So if we are able to, preserve traditional rights like this, then it will be that repository of knowledge where people can fall back and say, 200, 300, 400, 500 years ago, this is how we lived, and we are still doing it, though technology has.
Listening to Akosa yesterday and sharing with us the role, the responsibilities of Asante Hima, where she mediates when there are disputes in marriage, where she gives counsel to people who need them, where she even goes to the Bonsambo to plead, because she's the only one who can go, and the will not refuse her plea, where she is the head of all the markets, and so what she says is final. And like I was asking Akosa yesterday, we've had several market fires, we've had insanitary conditions, and he says to us that this is a woman who will sit up on her veranda, and when you drop or later, she will say, pick it up. So it tells you that, like you began, Leo, and you said, from time immemorial, our traditional leaders knew what we needed. This Saman thing we're talking about, I'm sure that it was a traditional thing that was in existence.
Yeah, that was made.
And then later, we inculcated it into Abronidia and Abe Dani Saman. It was summons. So for me, if we throw away all the things that we have as culture and we hold dear, and we say we're picking up everything that is foreign, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because these things shape us, guide us. This is who we are. So we don't need to toy with it. And like I said in our initial stages, I'm happy that now the traditional leaders themselves are trying to champion the culture and project it more. Mm-hmm. I'm also happy that people are prepared to listen, to learn, to imbibe and make use of it. Because you can decide to share it and people don't imbibe it, and then so what would you have done? But gradually we'll get there. And I think that we should also find ways and means of inculcating it into some of our books from the very young level of education. Let's do these things and inculcate it in them so they appreciate it.
The thing is that the reason why the book conversation, remember, I think 2-3 years ago, there was a conversation about how conflicting you pick one edition of book, the history and everything. It's because as a country, David, we've not documented our history. So it's like this person's version of history, this person's version of history. But history must be standard. So because we've let things to chance, the last time I saw my good friend Reginald Sechi, the president of the Young Pharmacists guy, he went to, I think, Cape Coast also, and went to them. I even Accra, the National Archives. David, who cupboard to be a siwa. We should digitalize all these resource. I think KNUST have done that. When it goes to KNUST, they have a certain database for
because
research.
I take a history book of today, and the things in there, it doesn't kick me. It doesn't kick me. If you go to Greater Accra, they have very rich culture, festivals, and a lot of other things. If you go up north, vast history, culture, stuff. But I pick the book and I'm like,
even language teachers. Remember, David, was it not the Gans who were complaining about how they were not getting teachers to teach Gan? I mean, so these things, for example, you can have a specialized and say that every year we are training, say, 20 teachers in Gan. We are sponsoring you to go to Gan community. Do these things are, you see, the thing is that, David, our country, until it is something that will give us procurement cash, we won't do it. And see, until it is something a bit made in water from home pan, yeah. That's the thing. But David, language, because me, I did the clapping tree, right? I did the clapping tree. It will certainly do something to you.
You speak in the clapping?
Oh, I can speak it. I mean, I stayed in Latte for 4 years. I can speak it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For how many people even knew the essence of having that jata that Akosa carries?
Yeah, for people, it's just the spectacle that they enjoy, but they don't know the significance or the meaning behind
David,
all
that
of
one
them.
you gone far. Ask people so born tomb.
All those things, yeah.
People don't know. So David, our youth. So sometimes the way our youth behave, they behave.
It's because
they don't have a certain identity.
Yeah.
You see, it's like ID card. You see, the ID card anybody sees. Oh, where you waha? Ne office ni baby or yejumeni. In Krana Bebra, but when ID card, no man say I want to cry, you will look master. I see unim the crum. Ubuzan say the crum here and unim and Tombe Nobo unim.
Especially with the kids that go to these new age Montessori schools where they are trying to Europeanize and Americanize them. And if you ask one kid, talk or say that is a crime.
but again, some things that we began not too long ago, we are allowing it to die again. This homecoming thing.
Yeah.
Helped.
Yeah.
And people pegged it around December, Christmas, homecoming. And to me, I was thinking that it unites us. And it helps us do certain things that we used to do years ago. But unfortunately, we began it and we've stopped it. Maybe it was slow. People were not showing interest that much. But the point is, it was slow.
We started the first one at Ashdown. Yeah. And then it blew. And then
it came to Asukwa, it came to...
I said, David,
so it depends on how you streamline things.
I'm coming. Let me explain. You see, David, if you say you are doing homecoming, I don't expect jams.
Oh, it's part of it.
I'm coming.
The jams is like the last part of it.
But then if you notice, and Lewis and Organa, if you notice, people's attention were more on the jams.
That is why I'm saying that what activities you put together
exactly.
So
is what matters. So some of them, they didn't plan certain things well.
Yeah. This is what we encountered. One is sponsorships for these things. It takes a lot of money for you to put together such an event. And if it's not coming from like and all of that, and if it's not coming from an organization like maybe multimedia and stuff, people are reluctant to put their money in. If it's just from private people, and then also, a lot of people thought that it was a cash cow, so everybody wanted in. We were not acquire fragmented.
That is so. Let me go back to what I said earlier. Is the planning of it. Yeah. Who are the people we're planning with? We can have the tourism people authority come in. We have the traditional people coming. We have the assemblies coming. So we plan it well. We can even decide that we can even have competitions amongst ourselves. Ofuri Chrome, Ashdown, Asqua,
So the beautiful thing
we
is
can do all those things in there.
The Honorable MP for Menchia South has started the Soloku Festival that other people were saying. I think people were not seeing the bigger picture. So maybe we just don't even call it homecoming. Maintain the Soloku Festival, but then plan it in a way that is going to be, community by community, participating.
So the name is Soloku, but the other underline
it. Yes, it drew on my one. It is bringing people together like homecoming does. It is, introducing other activities where everybody will participate, and of course, it is going to also promote the artistry.
So you talk about the Soloku name. and people, rubbished it. Some people ran it down and all that. But you remember what Akosa said yesterday? He says that Emano and is it not part of the?
That's where it stems from. That's why it's very traditional.
No, David, the thing is that David,
we never appreciate what we have, do we?
David, this thing we are talking about is not easy. The thing is that our country, you just analyze it. Anything that will take a bit of energy, a bit of thinking,
effort, sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know what he said?
That's the
you know what he
issue.
said about the beauty pageants and all that. He said he's not for the beauty pageants, but we can do. But if it's a beauty pageant, people would sponsor. People put money in there.
So,
But
but
if it's the other one that will bring, traditional stuff to the fore, nobody wants to put money in there.
You, the high school debate you've been part of. How easy is it for you to get sponsorship? So that's what I'm saying. That anything that is about so David, this thing you must do it with not the mind of profit.
Yeah.
You see, the Americans and Co, when they were investing in their movies, selling their country, the Dubai said, Dubai came to pick our dance god. Have you seen the Visit Dubai advert? Dance god, when he started amassing the following on social media, pick him and his team, other guys, and they did the promo to promote United Arab Emirates, because they saw that Ghanaians were trooping there. This is our dance icon. Going to Nigeria, France, teaching people dance. And they brought him on board. But they know they will reap the benefit through tourism. Yeah. But ours is like, if I'm putting in 5 cities, I must make sure I get.
Why should it be money all the time?
That's our bane.
Because the point is this: it could be that somebody will not give you cash, but the person can give you some instruments.
Visibility.
Somebody will not give you instruments. Somebody can give you clothing. Yeah. Someone will give you clothing. Someone can give you food items. Someone will give you food items. Somebody can give you fuel. Something that will help the event be successful. But people go in there for the money, or they can share program or pocket the can do the same.
David, this one come here talking about. Why can't Abeku Santana and the tourism people just pick it on board with a bit of a budget? Because David, you see, I always say that anything you want to do, the reason why they always want to bring politicians is that, look at the budget.
But it's not wrong to even bring the politician.
No, what I mean is that
what A+ did.
No.
Was it not beautiful?
It's beautiful. So what I mean is that when you bring in the government, look at expenditure. Which company has that money to expend in a year? So government is the highest.
They have to be deliberate about it.
The biggest budget also. So when they come in with all that resources, Ministry of Tourism can a private person will even try to give them support. The next time he may also be looking for a deal with them, and it will be easier. So David, I think that we just need to do these things. For example, this installation, for example, I'm expecting the tourism ministry to come with a proper camera. They can get the likes of Yaya Paris, this renowned photographers, video it proper, package it nicely, put it on Netflix.
When the Queen died, and they were burying the Queen, and most of the presidents, went to witness it. See the way they did their things.
Yeah.
See the way they went about it.
Yeah. We bloggers nature and your phone near the kuchu must say a proper camera, a proper documentary. All
right, so 23 minutes past 7 is what time it is from the studios of Love 99.5. Now time for us to bring to you the very latest from the world of sports. The man Steve Zando is here. You good?
Yeah, I'm good, yours, and you?
Charlie, hanging in there.
What's up this morning? After the morning show, clean up exercise, or before the morning show, during the morning show?
Time be open to me. So when we're done, we'll step out there, see what we can do. In fact, we have a team who do our cleaning.
Exactly,
they do our cleaning for us all the time. The fears, the lenders, we say thank you to them. But we ourselves are going to partake in it. And we're going to play our bets. And it's not just the workplace. It's about Kumasi, it's about Ghana. Don't say there, Charlie. Somebody called me this morning and said, it's your holiday. And your holiday.
No, it's not a holiday.
And your holiday.
Or maybe we'll be already to encourage people.
There's not a holiday. No, but I don't have to leave here and go to Asafo Market and clean. I can step out to, our forecourt.
Just our place always clean. That place always clean.
Exactly.
So we don't have a problem. But that's why I'm saying that we will just be on radio to encourage others to, join, right? Especially those inside Asafo.
And also we can even go to the car washing area and see whether they are cleaning or not cleaning.
And they supervise.
Yeah.
Young adults.
So Morocco, France,
Yeah, that was brutal.
Morocco lost yesterday. Continue to miss you.
yes. Morocco lost. Yeah,
but they played very well.
Oh yes.
The referee was also good on the night.
For me, I think it was down to quality. I think I said it yesterday.
Yeah.
That the quality the French team presented is serious, especially the attack. Did you see that goal, Kylian Mbappe?
To be honest with you, I watched only the first half.
So you just watch the highlights.
I watched the highlights.
Mbappe 20 goals at the World Cup is serious.
So what is happening? Black Stars have they written their reports? Any news out there about the Black Stars?
Oh, not really, but football personalities are sharing their opinions. Others think that we should fix our pitches because that's the basic requirement to get good players. And Majid Waris is in the news. He says we should set our priorities right.
Starting with what?
If you are going for long term, let's appoint David Akweta as the long term coach for the Black Stars. Now this 4 months contract and stuff like that, it doesn't help. So for Majid Waris, we should set our priorities right and set our targets right.
I hear all that coming up. You were here on Love 99.5 on the Last Sports Center. Please stay tuned.
At 7 on your superstation Love 99.5 FM. It's a Friday. Welcome to the Friday's edition of the Last Sports Center. Steve Dando here to bring you the very latest sports news. As usual, the Black Stars will dominate this morning's presentation because NSA boss here, Ampofo has been speaking. We'll hear from some football personalities who have been talking about the senior national team, the Black Stars, and how to revamp football in the country. Not forgetting the World Cup game that was played last night. It was the quarterfinal game between Morocco and France. In the end, France qualified to the next stage of the competition after beating Morocco by 2-0. But as usual, before I get into the stories, let me say a big thank you to Bigo Energy Drink. Yes, we brought you Bigo soft drinks and you embrace it with love and loyalty. We are proud to introduce to you the all-new Bigo Energy Drink. It is a non-alcoholic carbonated drink enriched with taurine, ginseng, and a inositol, packed with an invigorating blend of natural ingredients. Bigo Energy Drink is refreshing and highly effective for rehydration. Bigo Energy Drink is specially formulated to provide a quick energy boost and enhance performance, making it ideal for exercise, travel, late night, and other strenuous activities. So anytime you feel like taking an energy drink, reach out for Bigo Energy Drink and feel the difference. In fact, you can get Bigo Energy Drink from all supermarkets nationwide. And for bulk purchases, please contact Trillium Industries on 0322 190 877 0322 190 877. Bigo Energy Drink. Live a life without limits. Now, Black Stars defender Marvin Senaya has been ruled out for several weeks after undergoing surgery for hamstring injury sustained during Ghana's 1-32 clash with Colombia at the 2026 World Cup tournament. The GFA has confirmed. The Black Stars medical team confirmed the injury following an MRI scan in Kansas City, which revealed a significant hamstring injury. The team's medical staff immediately commenced initial management of the acute injury. The player has subsequently undergone a successful surgery, like I confirmed yesterday, in Paris, and has now returned to his club AG Auxerre in the French Liga to continue his rehabilitation. Marvin is expected to be out for at least 8 weeks, that is 2 months. The leadership of the Ghana Football Association, the management committee of the Black Stars, and the technical team, as well as the playing body, send their best wishes to Marvin Senaya and pray for speedy recovery. Now, the Director General of the National Sports Authority, Yaw Ampofo, has disclosed that football administrators are delighted with Ghana Football Association President Kurt Okraku, despite calls by some football fans for his resignation. According to him, his interactions with some football stakeholders reveal that they fully back the GFA President administration and the management of football activities in the country. The astute sports journalist noted that the situation is quite different among neutrals and football fans in the country, as most of them are aggrieved by Kurt management of football, where the Black Stars continue to struggle under his tenure.
The Kweku issue is beyond one person. I don't think one person would be able to control football the way people think Keto Kweku is controlling football. He has a backup system, and he has a base, and he has supporters, and he has a football people who are actually allowing him to do whether right or wrong. So we need to also check that football
structure around him.
That's right. For some reason, they think Kurt is doing a great job. I spoke to him this afternoon. I said, Charlie, we need to talk. You know, people are not happy.
Yeah.
He's doing business. He's still in the US, obviously because of FIFA programs and meetings that he has to have. But clearly, people are not happy, and we need to take a decision. Yeah, the football people are the ones who would vote him out or say that we want him. And from what I'm gathering, they're happy with Kurt.
So the football people, is it that they don't see?
I think what it is entitlement. There's this perception, or they believe that, look, we are football people. We invest. They are our clubs, our players. So we should decide what happens. But what if what you're deciding is wrong and you cannot see a limit? We need to change a lot of things about the way we run our football. Otherwise, the vicious cycle will continue. Clearly, we're not doing something right.
You heard the voice of NSA boss Yao Ampofo Ankra. Meanwhile, former general manager of Nsoatreman Football Club, Eric Alajidede, has urged the sports ministry and the NSA to fix Ghana's pitches as it is key requirement to revamping football in the country. He says $3 million from Ghana's World Cup earnings should be enough to get the job done.
Come on, what is this issue with pitches that we cannot fix? I don't get it. So please, Honorable Minister, this is an assignment we are giving you. If you want posterity to remember you, fix our pitches. 3 million out of the World Cup money is not too much to ask. Give us 3 million and get Yao and Co to fix the pitches for us. We need 4 hybrid pitches. Later we can consider the others. But for Cape Coast, for Accra, for Kumasi, and for Tamale, it must be done, and it is a national crusade.
Yes, fix our pitches, according to former general manager of Nsoatreman Football Club, Eric Alajidede. Now, former Black Stars striker Majid Waris says the target and direction of the Ghana national team should be made clear to help revive the Black Stars, as the decision to hire Carlos Queiroz on a short-term basis was a wrong strategy. Waris emphasized that immediately after a major tournament concludes, the team is left entirely without guidance when a coach disappears, which completely fractures the national setup and forces everyone to start all over again. Listen.
It's about time that we have a plan of what we want to achieve in the future. We need to have us coach and we need to know what we want to achieve. We need to build something a long term. Now the coach have just come and then he disappeared. Now we have to start all afresh. Why didn't we just go for someone that we can actually start to build the team now and then proceed? So now it's like we have to start all afresh again. And then I feel like it's about time we build like a concrete foundation that we can have for a very long period of time. And then this is what everyone is doing now. You can see they are starting to build team, and then they are already having players that will step up into the next generation. So I think this is about time for Ghana. We need to look at all those kind of process and then get our transition right from the junior team into the senior team, and then let's start involving some of like the local players. Let's start involving some of like the young players, and then we are building something for the future, and then we have people that can step up if someone is not up into it. And then I think this is very important for the Ghana football, for us to start to build that foundation and then make the transition right so that things can go on smoothly.
Now, for Majid Waris, the Black Stars' problem is not the playing body, and that it is technical, as Queiroz proved he can get something from these same players.
I always say it, at the beginning of everything about the preparation. If you remember our first meeting that we had here, I said it that everything starts from the details, the small things. And then the coach has just been how many months?
4 months.
And then he's just delivered a very heavy statement like this. I feel like it's not a matter of players, it's a matter of who is in charge.
That's right.
And then which I feel is very important. All of us, we are Ghanaians. We cannot say we will not speak about it, because we will celebrate when Ghana win AFCON. It doesn't matter who. I was in the World Cup. I was wearing my Ghana jersey. I was in the fan squad. I was cheering the Black Star up, and I was very happy and proud of it. I think this is something that brings joy to the whole country. And then I feel everyone is involved in it.
You heard the voice of former Black Star striker Majid Waris. Now, away from that to some club issues, and Masih Dramani has emerged as a top candidate for the vacant head coaching job at Rwandan Premier League club Mukura Victory Sports. According to widespread reports in Rwandan media, the highly rated Ghanaian tactician is among a final 4-man shortlist drawn up by the club's board, with an official appointment expected to be announced in the coming days. The management of Mukura Victory Sports launched an intensive recruitment drive after demanding strict qualifications, including a CAF A diploma or UEFA Pro licenses, to find a standard-bearing leader capable of turning the team into a dominant force next season. Now let's switch sports, because President of the African Paralympic Committee, Samson Dean, has urged athletes who represent Ghana at the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow to be disciplined. 40 Ghanaian athletes are expected to compete in 10 sport disciplines in the competition, aiming to win more than the 5 medals the country won in the 2022 Commonwealth Games. Speaking at a meeting with the athletes, Samson Dean, who doubles as Ghana's Paralympic Committee chairman, stated discipline will be key to achieving success at the Games.
We've been to championships where it is clear that another person is the one who is supposed to win the medal. Because sports is a game of chance, that chance will be created. They are good athletes. I've watched their training, I've watched some of the clips, I've spoken to them. You can feel the confidence. What we need is to be disciplined. And if they are disciplined, we should be assured of not getting less than 3 medals. I'm very confident in them. Like I have said to my athlete, Hayford, the para athlete, I have told him if only he doesn't eat too much, he doesn't go and eat okro, and he tried to eat what the coaches and what the physicians tell him, what the dietitians, all of them, what they tell him, he will do that.
You hear the voice of African Paralympic Committee Chairperson Samson Dean speaking to the Ghanaian athletes who will be competing at the Commonwealth Games. Now, let's talk about Morocco versus France. Wow, what a game it was.
Mbappe! Simply irrepressible! 20 World Cup goals for Kylian Mbappe. Here's Dembele. Ousmane Dembele has hit the bottom corner. And France are heading for the Final Four. A goal of precision and certainty. Played it square. Unahi beaten away by Maignan. Bradley Buckler. France, Marchand. France into the semi-finals. France 2, Morocco 0.
Yes. Kylian Mbappe shrugged off a missed penalty to star as France beat Morocco by 2 goals nil in Boston to clinch their spot in the semi-finals of the 2026 World Cup. Ousmane Dembele scored the other goal for France. Roy Keane and Ian Wright hailed Mbappe for scoring that beautiful goal.
Again, these aren't even chances, obviously, and eventually when we see it does break to them. And of course, Morocco, as usual, have got plenty of bodies back. You're just trying to battle for second balls, and even there, if you stop the day, you go, listen, there's no danger. But what these great players do, they dictate what they're going to do. Players around him then.
He looks like he's more afraid that the ball's going to go through his legs, because we know when the ball goes through the legs, it normally beats the keeper. Like, he was in two minds. He didn't know what to do because it's Mbappe. He could go on his left, he could go on his right. You know, you look at maybe R9, a Thierry, and Mbappe. Once they get you in that position, you're literally at their mercy.
When they are inside the box, it's quite really difficult to touch them because they've got so much pace and really good on the ball. So, as a defender, you don't want to be too close.
You hear the voices of Roy Keane and Ian Wright on Kylian Mbappe. Tonight, we've got another quarterfinal game. Spain will be playing Belgium. We have live commentary on your Superstation Love 99.5 FM. Kickoff is 7 p.m. and Belgium striker Romelu Lukaku has been speaking ahead of the game.
I know I'm in this situation because obviously this year has been a tough year for me, and the coach came to visit me, and obviously we had a long 2-hour conversation about what he expected from me for this tournament. Obviously I want to be here as long as possible with the national team, and but I know my role for this tournament, and I try to help the team off the pitch, on the pitch as much as I can, because obviously it will be crazy after only playing 62 minutes to start every game. Is like, self-destructive. And that's something that, we spoke with the medical staff, with the coach. And I think the way how we're going on right now is good for me because at the end of the day, I have an impact.
So that was Belgium striker Romelu Lukaku. Away from that, England defender Jarrell Quansah has been banned for 2 matches following his red card in their World Cup last 16 victory over Mexico. Meanwhile, Maguire is a serious doubt for England's World Cup quarter-final on Saturday against Norway as he battles a hamstring strain picked up in the win over Mexico. Gueye didn't take part in the final training session in Kansas City, but Thomas Tuchel has not given up on him. Here's Sky Sports reporter Rob Dorset on the latest.
England arrive here in Miami later today for one final training session before that huge game in the quarter-final of the World Cup against Norway tomorrow. And as Thomas Tuchel gets on board the England team plane, he's going to have a number of concerns about injuries and illness, which could affect his plans for England's starting 11. Chiefly amongst those concerns is Marc Guéhi, who I understand is a serious doubt for the match because of a hamstring strain he picked up in the win over Mexico in the Azteca Stadium. Actually, Dan Burn is pushing him very, very hard to start the match if Guéhi cannot be passed clear to play. Now, I understand that Guéhi didn't take part in that final training session in Kansas City yesterday. Our cameras did catch him walking around the side of the pitch, but he wasn't able to train with the rest of his England teammates, so that is why he's a concern.
Now, lastly, Manchester United have released the location for their proposed new 100,000-seater stadium. The ground will sit approximately 350 meters northwest of the existing Old Trafford Stadium, although it has not yet been decided what the future of the current ground will be. So, I mean, there will be more later to at 3:05 p.m. on the Last Sports Blaze Extra. But for now, that was the Last Sports Center powered by the Last Sports team, brought to you in association with Bigo Energy Drink. You can get Bigo Energy Drink from all supermarkets nationwide, and for bulk purchases, please contact Trillium Industries. Bigo Energy Drink, live a life without limits. David Akwete, Eugene Osetutu, and Leo Stanley will continue with Live in the Morning after this.
I just want